back again with another UFC video here on the Fight Night card, MANUWA versus Anderson. And this video is going to be about the main card, which is 4 fights. I already did a video, guys, on the Fight Pass prelims, which has those 9 fights. You guys can check out my picks on that video. But for this video, we only got 4 fights, so hopefully I'm not going to make it too long. But yeah, let's go ahead and get started here so I can give you guys my picks. So first fight on the main card, we got Arnold versus Makwan Amirkhani. 2 good wrestlers. Yeah, 2 wrestlers here. You know, 2 guys that are primarily grapplers, but Allen has the striking advantage, and I would say Makwan here is way better with his submissions, as you can see there by his record there. So it's just gonna matter here, you know, if Allen can stop Makwan's takedowns, and you know, if Amirkhani could catch, or if Amirkhani could take him down and work his submission game. But like I said, both these guys have good wrestling, but from what I see here on paper, Makwan has never been taken down. It looks like no one has attempted to take him down yet. I think Allen here could take him down if he wants, but I think he's gonna want to keep the fight on the feet. And on the feet, I think he just a bit better than Makwan here. From what I've seen from Makwan, you know, doesn't throw much, and overall his striking game doesn't seem to be, you know, too good. You know, kind of non-existent. I think Allen here is the better boxer. I think in his bio he even said he had, I think, an amateur boxing background or something like that. Let me look that up real quick. As you can see, their summary there is boxing and wrestling, so he likes to do both, likes to mix it up. Alright, here we go. I won an area championship as an amateur boxer. So yeah, this guy does have, you know, I would say obviously better striking, and obviously he's going to have the better boxing here of the 2. But Makwan here is very experienced with his submissions. Obviously you can see right there, submission specialist. He had one knockout against Andy Ogle, but that was just kind of like a crazy knockout. I think he caught him with that flying knee. I remember seeing that a while back. And then he had a first round submission against Masio Fulin. And then in his last fight against Wilkinson, he was winning the fight with his takedown game, but he kind of gassed in that 3rd round. So I think this guy can gas. Both these guys haven't fought since pretty much, it's been like a year for both of them. It looks like they fought in the same card last year. So both of them have had the same long layoff. I just think Allen here is going to be the better fighter. I think he trains out of had a TriStar. I'm not too sure if he still trains from there though. I don't see anything, you know, here on his page about it, but I think he was training at TriStar before. This guy's younger, more well-rounded because he has good takedowns and he has the good striking. So I'm going to go ahead and pick Allen on this one. He's going to be one of my underdogs I'm going to use on DraftKings. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and go with Allen on this one, guys. I don't really see a finish here. Makwan seems pretty tough, so I think Allen's more than likely gonna win by decision. So that's gonna be my pick. Alright, next fight we got Brad Pickett versus Marlon Vera. This is Brad Pickett's retirement fight pretty much. So you know, he's gonna come in hungry here. He's gonna fight against this young guy right here in Marlon Vera, and they're fighting at a catch weight at 140 pounds. Brad Pickett hasn't been looking too good recently though. You can see there he's on a 2-fight losing streak, and a lot of people thought he lost the Rivera fight also. So I mean, we could really extend that, you know, yeah, way the fuck down here. So his last, I would say, legit win would be against Neil Syrian. That was in 2014, if you really want to, you know, just think about that for a second there. Let me look at Marlon Vera's page. Obviously way less experience, but he's only 24 years old. Summary is BJJ in wrestling. His last fight, he won against Nyan Guang Yu, who's a good wrestler. Fight mostly staying on the feet. And then he lost to Davey Grant, who is, I think that guy has really good striking, and he also has some good submissions also. Anyways, that guy's kind of a beast, but I haven't seen him fight in a while. But yeah, so you know, it's a close fight because, you know, if this was Pickett maybe like a year ago, for sure I would have been picking him. But now the fight is a little bit closer. You got an experienced veteran here who, you know, is coming off 2 losses, and in that favorite fight he got dropped, he got hurt. You know, his chin doesn't seem to be the same anymore. Like, it seems like every single time he gets caught clean, you know, he's always, you know, getting knocked down. Against Alcantara, he got absolutely starched. I mean, could you even see that layoff right there? October 8, and then he fights right again in December. So this guy didn't take much time off after that loss to Alcantara. Against Rivera, he used his wrestling to win, but like I said, a lot of people thought Rivera won the fight. Yeah, so you know what, guys? It's a very close fight, and I would really avoid really picking any of them, like as a betting perspective. But you know, I'm just gonna go ahead and give you guys my pick here, and I'm gonna go ahead and go with Brad Pickett. You know, I was going back and forth about it, but you know, he's fighting in his, you know, pretty much his home country or whatever, over there in London. So, you know, maybe some hometown judging here. Maybe he goes back to that wrestling, uses that wrestling to pretty much get a win here. I think on the feet, you know, he is the better boxer. I haven't seen good striking from Marlon Vera yet. You know, just a lot of single shots, no combinations. So I would say Pickett here is better. Is going to be better offensively with his wrestling and with his boxing. But can he take some big shots from Vera? I mean, Vera doesn't have a lot of knockouts in his record, but you know, this guy's been getting dropped. So you know, there's a lot of factors here in this fight, but I'm just gonna go ahead and pick Pickett on this one. I think he's gonna end up winning, you know, by, you know, getting a hometown decision. Maybe he dominates Vera and gets a good finish or something, but I think he's just gonna, you know, just beat him up. Or I think the fight will be competitive, but I think the judges will give it to him. So yeah, I think Pickett wins here. Close fight, but I think he wins by decision. All right, now for the co-main event, we got Gunnar Nelson against Alan Jouban. This is a fun fight. Striker versus grappler matchup right here, pretty much. We've seen this before. You know, Gunnar Nelson against Albert Tumanov, and Tumanov's actually the guy that starched Jouban. The difference here is obviously Jouban is a different fighter than Tumanov, and he's also just slightly better on the ground than Tumanov. You know what? Let's not say slightly, because Jouban does have a brown belt in jiu-jitsu under Eddie Bravo, but we haven't seen much ground game demonstrated by Jouban in the UFC. As you can see there, most of his wins are by knockout. Well, look at that, 7% wins by submission. So he hasn't really shown submission skills in the UFC right now, but you know, I think he has enough of a ground game to maybe survive a little bit against Nelson on the ground. But Gunnar Nelson here is very strong on top. He's kind of like a Damian Maia, just not as good on the ground, but obviously the better striker version of him. Nelson has that karate style, likes throwing, you know, obviously some quick, hard shots, and he tries to clinch up with you, get that body lock takedown, and just take you down and, you know, work for a submission or just beat you up on the ground with some elbows. So, you know, it's a hard fight for Jouban here, but I do think Jouban could come out here with the win, guys. So for me, I'm going to go ahead and pick the underdog here in Alan Jouban. I don't have much underdog picks here in the card. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and pick Jouban on this one. I think he can win with his striking. As you can see, his striking output is very high. He looked good in his last fight against Mike Perry, but this is a different style of opponent. So you can see here, Bilal Muhammad did get 2 takedowns on him, and Muhammad, I would say, is a well-rounded fighter. O'Reilly actually had a takedown on Jouban, and that guy's kind of just a bum. Warley Alves had 1 takedown on him. He hasn't really fought a super good wrestler, and Nelson isn't really like a super good wrestler anyway. You know, he's a good, like, I don't know what you would describe him as. You know, he's a grappler obviously, but like maybe he's like I don't know, he's like a karate striker with a good top control, I would say, or something like that. You know, but primarily, you know, he's decent on the feet. You know, Nelson's decent on the feet, but he doesn't throw a lot of volume, so I don't think he's gonna be able to outpoint Jouban at all on the feet. I think Jouban's going to be too fast with those kicks. He's going to be playing that distance game. Jouban has excellent distance strikes. You know, he's good at countering. So I think it's going to be a hard fight for Nelson also if he can't take Jouban down. So I'm hoping for that because I'm going to pick Jouban. And yeah, I think if Jouban just counters like he did in that Mike Perry fight, just keep using that footwork, counter with those body kicks, head kicks, leg kicks, with those straight lefts, you know, he'll be able to outwork and outpoint Gunnar Nelson in the fight in the stand-up area. So yeah, you know, I'm gonna go ahead and pick Jouban here, guys. But it's a close fight. If you like Gunnar Nelson, well, obviously pick Gunnar Nelson. I mean, he is I think 3-1 favorite. Okay, now it's almost, you know, he's pretty much almost 4-1 favorite there. But like I said, I think Jouban here can win the fight. Just got to stay away from the body lock positions on the feet. I think he could win the fight on the feet easily. So yeah, I'm going to pick Jouban here. I don't think he's gonna get a flashy knockout. Nelson seems pretty durable, so I'm going to go ahead and just say Jouban by decision. Alright, now for the main event, we got Jimi MANUWA versus Corey Anderson. Not the best main event, but you know, we got two light heavyweights. They're pretty much top 5. But obviously this division just really not that good right now. But you know, we got MANUWA here, who's a really good striker, devastating with his power. He's just a really good, you know, power striker, and overall just a good striker. Improving his takedown defense. And he's fighting against Corey Anderson, a guy who likes to wrestle. Also has, you know, his striking's not too bad also. You know, I think he has some boxing, like a boxing style strike and attack. You know, he likes throwing his hands out a lot. Likes throwing those jabs and whatnot, setting up those takedowns. But primarily, Anderson here is a wrestler. So it's pretty much another striker versus grappler matchup. And you know, guys, I really like to side with the strikers because, well, obviously I enjoy the, you know, the striking in MMA, but I do think MANUWA here is going to be strong enough to stop Anderson's takedowns. I think MANUWA here has to do his damage early in the fight. You know, has to work that body. You know, those body shots, that left hook. You know, he has to work that body so you get Corey Anderson tired here. Because MANUWA can't put away Anderson by the second round. I think Anderson's gonna come back with those takedowns and possibly win rounds 3, 4, and 5 with his wrestling. So I think MANUWA needs to take him out of there early to be able to win the fight here, because MANUWA does sometimes look like he's kind of gassing also in the fight, and he always throws pure power shots. Like every shot this guy throws is all power. So you know, obviously if he lands those shots, then obviously it's good. But you know, if he's missing some shots, not landing, you know, he's gonna waste energy. So so I like MANUWA here, but Anderson could also win the fight. So, you know, it's a close fight, as you can see there by the odds. But I'm gonna go ahead and pick MANUWA. You know, he's another one of my fighters that I like to watch. Like I said, good striking, good power. It looked super good against OSP, but OSP, you know, I remember picking MANUWA in that fight. A lot of people were picking OSP for some reason. I mean, you know, OSP just isn't that good, guys. You know, his stand-up's not good. His takedown game isn't super good either, so I don't know why a lot of people thought OSP was gonna smash MANUWA. So yeah, I think MANUWA here, also fighting obviously in his home country here in London, you know, is really motivated him a lot. So like I said, he's gonna come in hungry. He's gonna land those shots, gonna hurt Corey, and if he can't, then Corey will probably take over the fight. So just think about that there. But yeah, guys, I'm gonna have to go ahead and just stick with my pick here and pick MANUWA here, and I think he's gonna get another second round knockout here. So MANUWA, second round knockout. All right, guys, so that's it for my picks. Just to recap here real quick, I'm picking Allen by decision, Pickett by decision, Jouban also by decision, and finally the main event, MANUWA, second round knockout. So that's it for my picks, guys. Check out the other video if you want to know my picks for the Fight Pass prelims. But yeah, let me know what you guys think about my picks. Subscribe if you're a new viewer. I do these videos every time there's a UFC card, and I think the next UFC card isn't coming up for a while. I think. Let me check. Upcoming events. Yeah, as you can see there, the next card is in April 8th, so that's like another 2 more weeks or something like that. Might even be that might be 3 weeks right there. So, you know, yeah, so don't expect videos obviously, because there's not going to be any UFC card till fucking April 8th, so that kind of sucks because I really enjoy the UFC fights and whatnot. But yeah, guys, stay tuned, subscribe like I said, and yeah, hope you guys enjoy the picks. That's going to be it for me. Enjoy the fights. I'll probably make a post-fight show type of video, you know, just reviewing the fights, giving you guys the results and whatnot, and you know, how I did on my picks. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll catch you guys on the next video.